What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome. I try to step my stream game up, so I'm doing that. 2024, new year, new me. You know what I'm saying? How you guys doing? 4 people, what's up? Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with today? Let me know. I gotta know. Guys, first stream of 2024. I'm excited. Bitcoin's been popping off, doing big things. Very exciting times. For those of you who don't know me already, my name is DubDigital. I do these streams twice a week on Tuesday and Thursday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And basically, pretty interactive. If you're new, welcome. I think you guys can submit comments on YouTube and X now. So that's great. I can see everyone at the same time. We could all interact. It's gonna be dope. But today we're gonna talk about a little bit about what we should expect moving forward in 2024 for cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, altcoins, all those things. But welcome. 4 people, what's good? How's it going? Man, 2023 flew by, didn't it? Felt like it. Road Dog, what's up, Dub? I like seeing bags pump. Me too. I love when the bags go up. They've been going down for the last 2.5 years. That was rough, man. I was sleeping on the couch, drinking vodka for dinner. Well, not really. I haven't said that in a long time. But, I got to say first and foremost to my ride or dies, the people who have been with this channel for the last 3 years, thanks a lot. It's not easy sticking around in the bear market and getting through. But you guys are real ones. I know that this is typically an OG channel. We'll probably grow as the bull market continues. New people come into space, and that's always good. But I got real love for the people who stick around and show that loyalty. It's rare nowadays, guys. I could smell a 2024 full of a lot of bullishness. Yeah, I feel you. It's a beautiful thing when bags pump. And, we've been saying for a while, at least I have been on this channel, saying that we're done with the worst part of the cycle. And I think lots of people are starting to figure that out too. We talk about the Wall Street cheat sheet, which is basically the psychology of a market cycle. It's playing perfectly to plan, right? When we're at 2022, we were sitting at 15, 16, 17,000 a Bitcoin, and everyone said it was going down to $3,000. Remember that? Yeah. Now the same people calling for $3,000 are calling for like $1 million. You see how that swings? Markets are just what people think of prices. You know what I mean? Digitalization commence. Oh yeah, I like your beard. I'm trying to get on that beard life. It's taking longer than I thought. I guess some people just are blessed like that. Hey Dub, nice to see you back again. What do you think of H-Bar? H-Bar's been building. I see that the developer activity has been going up. There's like a metric like that on Glassnode now to show like dev activity. H-Bar's been steadily climbing over time. They saw that they were hiring for the H-Bar Foundation that keeps expanding, keep chipping along. Look, if you're still around and you built through the bear market, you're probably legit. Right? When it's not sexy. When people aren't throwing money around. H-Bar has some legit staying power. Last cycle, it was a newer project. Now, it's not. I feel better and better about H-Bar. And I always called H-Bar the hedge to blockchain. There's a few non-blockchain based projects out there, right? Like H-Bar being one of them. Then you got IOTA with the Tangle. Then I think maybe Aptos, right? Aptos isn't blockchain based, is it? I haven't dug too far into it. But that's one thing too, guys. I'm all about kind of like spreading out. And like in the past, if you follow me before, I've spread out way too much, right? But there's definitely a sweet spot. I'm trying to find that. I was spread across like 30 coins. It was like way too much. You gotta like be concentrated enough so when the number go up, it matters, but not siloed so much that if something goes wrong, unforeseen, it takes you down completely, but like most of the most of like the projects in the space are blockchain based. I think it's helpful and probably a little smart to get into projects that aren't blockchain based, because blockchain is the hottest tech in the world today. But then how tech goes. Better things come along eventually, right? So you don't want to be late to the party. And this is the one thing I've learned over time, guys. You don't have to be like super heavily weighted into like a project early up front. You just have to have some exposure. I mean, like, I got in Bitcoin in 2013, right? I mean, looking back at it, I should have bought way more. But I got exposed. I had some skin in the game. And back then, I didn't stress too much, because to me, it was just a wish and a prayer. But then it went up and went up. And now it's more than a wish and a prayer, but like, you got to think in terms of risk when you're investing in things. Yes, I can, like, if this goes up, it's life-changing money. But if it goes down, it's not going to like ruin me either. 10 people, what's good? 1 second. What do you guys think of the new setup? I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I almost have like 700 videos. I was like, you know what? I think I got to do something different. I'm all about like, improving and stuff. Nice set, Dub. I like the lighting. Audio is right on point too. Hey, it's the same mic. I just raised it up. I grow. I evolve too, If you guys have followed me, like when I had like 30 something followers or whatever, it was my integrated mic, my integrated webcam pointing up at me, looking at my chin. It's been a journey, but I'm trying to get better, What's the point if you don't try to get better, right? Always striving, always striving. Let's see, what else? Near for chain abstraction, mass adoption. For sure. Did you take a look at the new ETH route published by Vitalik? What do you think? I didn't. What's he proposing? What's Vitalik proposing? I mean, to be quite frank, Vitalik, ETH 2.0 was super late. That was supposed to come online in 2017. Now it's POS. Then they're transitioning to sharding. They haven't even really achieved sharding yet, right? What else are they adding onto the roadmap? There's always something getting added onto ETH's roadmap. You the man, Dub D. Love Digibyte and XEP, Electro Protocol. Thanks for the work you do on the channel. I appreciate you, and thanks for sticking around all these years. It's been years now. If you guys don't know a little bit about me, I'll open the kimono. We're friends now. Yeah, I quit my job in 2020. And because it was like right after the COVID crash. Can I say that? I don't know. Right after the COVID crash. And I don't know. I just had this feeling like crypto's going to boom. It's going to boom. And I needed to be in the action. I couldn't just like look at it in between meetings. I had to be in it. It was too exciting. I felt like I was missing the world moving by because crypto moves at the speed of light. Then I just started making YouTube videos, just pushing them out. I have like over 700 videos on this channel. I have a bunch of them. Pushing out. And over that year, even with minimal equipment, even with like, not a big following, I saw some substantial growth. But you know how it goes. You grow with the market, you decline with the market, and we just got through a downturn. But while this new upturn's coming, I see this as another opportunity to grow the channel, to grow the community, and really just give like crypto OGs and people who aren't about like, jumping on the next meme coin or momentum trades or, Moonboy Lambos type of stuff to have a space where we could talk about like real things within industry, share alpha, bounce things off you, you bounce things off me. I think those are like, a hive mind kind of atmosphere. I think those are the most valuable kinds of things, but they're hard to find now because they're not exactly like, the most booming channels. But you know what? I'm a firm believer that if you build something of substance, eventually the value you give into the world will reward you back. We'll see how it goes. 9 people. What's good? I got a coin addiction. Me too, bro. I be fiending sometimes. I'm like, damn. I want to buy some coins. I've had to slow down on that though. You know, bear market has a way of like taking away your capital and stuff. It's crazy. Thanks, man. Great setup. I appreciate you. It's about time I upped my quality. Man, I was trying to set up a DSLR, but then all this stuff is like, so webcam still for now, but one day it's going to get legit. I do want to get some input though. I've been doing a lot of short content. It's going to get better with this whole setup and improvement in quality, but what do you guys think of the shorts? You guys have any ideas how I can get better at it? Shorts content for me is pretty much like an enigma, but I feel like that's the way content is moving, especially with TikTok. But I don't want to go on TikTok. I like YouTube. Let me know. That'd be helpful. Did you reach a profit goal so you could quit your job, or was it your faith in crypto? Yeah, I mean, like, it was kind of both. Like, to be honest, doing okay, you know, just like doing crypto and everything. But it was like half faith too. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like, you know, sometimes you get those feelings in your stomach that it's like just time to move on. Like, it's ran your course. You're done growing here. I've had one of those, right? And then I just kind of jumped into crypto, but like, you know, the pandemic kind of gave people that feeling all over the world, right? It was kind of like a fork in the road. And I just felt, you know, crypto is where I'm going to be, you know, and I've always kind of kicked myself in 2013. I saw Bitcoin for what it was early on. You know, my story time again. My friend approached me in 2013. He said, "Hey, you heard of this Bitcoin thing?" I said, "No, what is it?" And he said, "It's digital money for the internet. It's the value layer of the internet." I said, "What are you talking about, dude? Value layer for the internet?" He started going on about all these things. You know, he's a computer scientist, so all this tech stuff. I was a business major, so I didn't really talk that language. But what I did understand was Satoshis. What I did understand was the halving. I didn't understand the economic principles between that and the faults of our current financial system, because that's pretty much coming off the back of quantitative easing from the great financial crisis. And I knew that was bad. And I said, "So you could basically split a Bitcoin up into 1,000,000 pieces?" And he said, "Yeah." I was like, "I want that, because that's basically unlimited money." And he said, "Yeah." You know, but I didn't back the truck up like I thought I should have. And after that point, after 2016-17, I see Bitcoin go up to 20,000 bucks. And I said, I'm never going to doubt myself ever again. Ever. This is whole experiment in conviction, guys. We'll see how it goes. You get to watch it. Stress-free. I'll take the stress for everyone. Hey, man, life is short, you know? And if no one's going to believe in you but yourself, sometimes you just got to jump off the ledge. That's what I do. Great setup. Thank you, Crypto Hodler. Appreciate it. Tell it like it is, brother. Xavier, thanks for showing up again, bro. Looking forward to talking to you guys Thursday, if I'm invited. Any good rug pulls? Right now, no. But you know how that goes. As time goes on, there will be plenty rug pulls for you to participate in. Okay, I didn't talked about that one. What are your biggest bags besides BTC and ETH? WAN. For those you don't know, I do work with WAN Chain. Started off making videos for them last cycle, like in 2020. Videos about them. Now I'm making videos with them on their channel. But this is one of those things, man. Like, I look at a area that was hard for me in 2017, which was getting money from chains, from Bitcoin to Ethereum. It basically was impossible unless you went through a centralized exchange. And right there, I knew that was a problem. Because if you understand crypto and you believe in decentralization, what are you doing jumping into a centralized exchange to get onto a decentralized network? And I looked around, and I said, where can I use a decentralized bridge? And all of them were kind of trash. I mean, we've seen a bunch of problems with quote-unquote quasi-decentralized bridges blowing up. Multi-chain being the most recent one, you know? And then, I found WAN Chain. I dug into them, and I said, they got, like, patents filed. Their head of tech is like a big wig in the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance. I started using the product. It was good. And I'm not here to pretty much like promo Wanchain. What I'm looking further back from this, you can really say that that's how I invest in general. I see something that makes sense. I see a pain point that's alleviated, and then I invest, and then I invest, and I hold my conviction, and sometimes it takes a long time. But see, that's where the opportunity always lies, in the things that no one sees. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's mainly Wanchain. And then I have a lot of layer 1 like blockchain coins. Look, a lot of people call the coins I have Dino coins. Whatever, I mean, like, time on chain matters. I think Dad Master, I don't know if he's here today, but time on chain matters. The longer blockchain exists, the more resilient it is, the more distributed the network is, the more hodlers you have, the more wallets there are. Like, it's not always about the hottest thing popping up on the scene. And not every altcoin dies after it goes through a bear market. You know what I mean? I feel like people don't understand the importance of longevity in crypto. So like some of the cryptos I got Bitcoin Cash. I got Bitcoin. I got Ethereum. I got Digibyte. What else I got? Zcash. I got Monero. I got all these things, man. They're Dino coins though. Why do I have these coins? Because they're decentralized. They're distributed. They've been tested by time. Now I know with all these like auditing houses coming out, like Certec and all these things, an audit doesn't replace time. I'm sorry. It cannot replace time. Time is the biggest stress test of all. So like when I look at it like that, I want max profits, right? But I want to reduce my risk. I can go into a new coin, like a brand new coin, and I do sometimes, but not as heavy as these older coins. The reason being is it reduces my risk to an extent. They could have rug pulled 2 cycles ago. You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it. To be a good investor, you have to manage upside with your potential downside. That's the difference between a professional investor and a hobbyist. Like, risk has a cost too. It's not always up. 16 people is good. Good to see you. Holding some WAN from back in the day too. Thanks for answering. Anytime. Look, you know how we saw last cycle we saw some decoupling going on. We saw a few niches, use cases pop off, right? It was meme coins. Those typically pop off because they're popular with new people coming into space. We saw metaverse pop off. We saw AI pop off. But there are a lot of other niches that are important to the space and integral into the expansion of blockchain in the future that didn't pop off. And one of them that I've always been saying has been interoperability. And when you think about what a blockchain is, it's basically valued in network effects. How many people can participate in the network? Interoperable blockchains technically have network effects on steroids because they can accept liquidity from every other blockchain all over the space. Not just in ETH, not just in Binance Smart Chain. They can get it from basically whoever they're connected to. So me thinking like that, I'm like, okay, so this thing has like 100 more bridges that liquidity can flow into it. That's where I want to be. I want max upside, man. But look, it hasn't played out yet, right? So I'm a fool until I'm not. That's the beautiful part about investing. Any predictions on the next bull run? Yeah. I mean, look, everyone's talking about 2024. We're just going to creep on up to the next, the all-time high, right? 64,000. Then it's going to come down. And then 2025, it's going to surpass into a blue sky breakout. I don't know if it's going to play out like that, man, because everyone's saying that the Bitcoin ETF is right around the corner, right? So if that gets approved, do you really think BlackRock is going to let you pick up Satoshis? Do you really think BlackRock's not just going to take that thing straight to the moon? Why would they wait? If they have a spot-backed ETF, meaning Anyone who shows interest in that ETF and wants to buy that product, they have to have Bitcoin to back it up. Why would they wait for Van Eck to come in and fill their bags? Why would they wait for Grayscale to come in and fill the bags? Why would they let you fill your bags? It doesn't really make sense to me. So if we really see the Bitcoin ETF pop off, I'm thinking it's going to have aggressive price movements are going to happen sooner than later. Doesn't it make sense? Like, when has Wall Street ever waited for you to participate in the gains too? See, I don't get it. Like, think about it. But hey, so prediction I have is, I showed it a while ago when I used to do charting, but I think that this cycle is a lot more like 2013 than 2017 and 2020, right? And one thing I will say, I used to be a big firm believer of the 4-year cycle. You guys probably know that, but like, as I go through life, live and grow, that's kind of shifted. I got to give a shout out to, what's his name? Cohen something. He talks about the lengthening cycles. I think 2020 was part of a larger cycle. I don't know why, 4-year cycles didn't really play out the way we expected last time in 2020, right? We didn't see an exponential price move. I think that's still coming. But if you look at 2013, the structure of that kind of replicates the structure we're seeing now, but this structure is stretched much larger over time. Like, we gotta drop these preconceived notions we have about how Bitcoin moves. Like, what I want to tell you guys is, no one knows how Bitcoin moves. Bitcoin's only been around for 10 plus years. That's it. That's nothing in financial history, right? So how is everyone so certain they know how Bitcoin moves? Why is everyone like holding firm to the 4-year cycle so hard? I used to, until I saw evidence that I wasn't. And doesn't that sound like the perfect way to get people to leave people behind? To make them think they know how things move, and then all of a sudden Bitcoin does something unexpected. Doesn't that sound exactly like what Bitcoin does? I think so. What are your thoughts on ETC? Yeah, so if you guys haven't noticed, I say things that aren't really popular in crypto, and that's probably why I don't grow that fast, but I don't care. I don't care. ETC is Ethereum. It's the same fundamentals. The only difference is the rate of adoption, okay? So if you like ETH, why wouldn't you like ETC? The only difference was the fork from the DAO hack. You guys don't know about the DAO hack. The DAO hack was basically a funding mechanism that Ethereum was using to raise funds to build out their blockchain. When that was happening, there was an exploit within the contract, a smart contract they were using, that basically allowed unlimited withdrawals. A hacker saw that. He requested like 1 million bajillion withdrawals, took a bunch of money. Ethereum didn't like that. The community was torn. Half of them said, we should roll the blockchain back and act like it never happened. That side eventually became ETH. The other side said, nah, that's not in the spirit of blockchain. It needs to be immutable and like unmanipulated. That side became Ethereum Classic. Same product. Both are Turing complete. Both have like huge communities because Ethereum holders got Ethereum Classic. Both have the same amount of time on chain. If anything, Ethereum Classic is proof of work. It inherited Ethereum's mining infrastructure once they transitioned to proof of stake. So what I'm trying to say in a long roundabout way is, if you like Ethereum, what's so different about Ethereum Classic besides everyone's prejudices against it? Technically speaking, it's very similar. And I kind of like the fact that it's limited supply. ETH isn't. Yeah, they have a EIP 1559 that every time a transaction is done, the gas is actually burned and sent to an address with no key. So it's basically removed from the supply. So in that way, Ethereum, the current Ethereum, is reducing over time. But Ethereum Classic is actually hard capped at 210 coins. I like that. So we'll see. We'll have to see. I think there's a place for Ethereum Classic. It's still a layer 1. It's Turing complete. Very adopted. but I think people are sleeping on it. And I like to be places people sleep. That's where opportunity's at. 14 people, what's good? Exactly. I'm gonna say another one, man. I get a lot of hate for it. Bitcoin Cash. What's the big difference besides block size? Besides being cheaper? I'm not really a big fan of having to have a layer 2 for Bitcoin. I'm not. I mean, but you gotta understand, guys. I'm pretty crypto purist here. Like it said, peer-to-peer digital cash. Why put it on another layer? Don't get it here. I'm not getting it. 14 people, what's up? At some point in history, can we see the OG coin Doge as an ETF or some other meme coin? Oh yeah, why not? There ain't no rules, man. Look, the second I saw Bitcoin I've seen it go from 100 to 20,000 to 64,000. Blew my mind. I couldn't believe what I'm seeing. After I saw that, all bets are off. No rules, anything's possible. The world is weird as hell. Throw out your ideas of normity. Is that even a word? No, it's not a word. But I don't care. I'm making up stuff. Look, guys, Doge is probably going to have ETF too. If a Bitcoin ETF comes through, there'll be probably a Doge. Why? Because it's super adopted and it'll probably be super profitable. These are businesses. These ETFs, they want to seem like they're protecting the investors, but they're actually financial products. And if it makes them money, Bitcoin ETF makes them money, they're going to find ways to open up a Litecoin ETF, an Ethereum Classic ETF, a Bitcoin Cash ETF. Hell, why not a Doge ETF? Why not? Ain't no reason. I mean, Doge is decentralized, man. It's old coin. It's been around. It's not a rug pull. You know what I mean? So we'll see. But yeah, I'm a big fan of coins that have the potential to have an ETF attached to them. Because you can run around and find all these coins that are just popping off and get in early and try to like dump it before it pumps and all this stuff or whatever. Or you could just line yourself up on the other end of the spigot where the liquidity is going to get pumped in. And that's where I think there might be a shift here. 19 people, what's up? I like to see it. Blind Zave, big man, how's it going? Good to see you. Always fun. Those of you who don't know, I'm going to shill Blind Dave's channel a little bit. He does something every Thursday where it's called Hash It Out. It's fun. I go on there sometimes. Xavier goes on there all the time. We talk about things related to crypto, related to personal sovereignty, how to remove yourself from the system, things that crypto OGs understand. And if you're looking for shows like that, make sure to check out Blind Dave's channel. Always good to have you, bro. Do you think Luna Classic will recover this bull run? I think that is a thing no one's talking about. No one. Like, I'm not going to go tell you to buy it because that's crazy. Do that on your own risk. Like, but think about it. One of the main reasons crypto went down is because like the FTX debacle, right? Like FTX basically had a bunch of people's like assets. It went down. So it pulled a bunch of crypto companies down. And basically people who held UST, which was a very adopted stablecoin within the Cosmos ecosystem, went down too. So basically a bunch of wealth in crypto basically evaporated. It went away like overnight. But we're starting to see Luna Classic and UST Classic rise up. I haven't looked recently, but it was up like 5 times off the bottom. And if you look technically at that chart, the gains, if it did recover, if UST was repegged, are insane. That's going to be like the biggest comeback on crypto, if it happens. Not saying it's going to happen, but there's a big consortium of people out there that are trying to burn Luna Classic. Because if you guys don't know what happened with Luna Classic, is it was like hacked, right? Hacker minted a bunch of the supply, bunch of it, and everything tanked. Because like Luna Classic and UST Classic have an algorithmic relationship. And this is the reason the whole space is super bearish on algo stablecoins now. Maybe to a fault. But yeah, this cycle, it would make a lot of sense if crypto and everything went to sights unseen in price. If these things came back, do I think? I don't know. But I'm not counting it out. I think a lot of people have counted that out. That's why I follow. You tell it like it is. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Guys, always search for the truth. Sometimes the truth hurts. But it's ultimately going to get you, the only thing that's going to get you to where you want to go. Sometimes you got to change. Sometimes you got to change your background. Sometimes you got to up your stream quality. Sometimes you got to rethink your limited beliefs. But the truth is always going to set you free in whatever aspect of your life. And, you know, if there's anything I want you guys to take away from this channel, is to be open-minded to different things. Be open-minded to questioning what you think is true. Because I'll tell you what, there's a lot of smart people on the internet. And while I know some things, I don't know everything. In fact, no one can know everything. But together we can know more, as long as we're willing to listen. You don't want to get stuck in those echo chambers. There's a lot of echo chambers in crypto nowadays, man. Bitcoin maxis, Ethereum maxis, yada, yada, yada. They're only hurting themselves because not willing to listen to the other side of the aisle. Don't fall into that trap, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. That's gonna hurt your bags. I have PTSD from selling Bitcoin at 400. You be twitching? I know, man. Sometimes, like, you know, I've sold crypto at points I do not want to sell it at, but life happens, man. You know? If one thing, you know, I've been in crypto for over 10 years, and I had the plan. I'm going to hold this thing forever. I'm going to hold this thing till it gets to $1,000,000,000. But then someone gets sick. You know, someone loses a job. Life happens. You know, so like, don't kick yourself in the arse, if that's how my friends in the UK say it. But just make sure that you, like, you know, you learn, you grow, you stay engaged, you network, you get to know people, stay involved. So that way you never lose and you're always like ahead of the game. Don't worry about it, man. It happens. It happens to everyone. I've sold Bitcoin at prices I ain't never want to sell it at. Sometimes you got to do that stuff. When Bitcoin first hit 10,000, when Bitcoin first hit $10, I thought it would never go higher. Boy, was I wrong. Flat smack. How's it going? Good to see you. But isn't that just the name of the game? Bitcoin is not like an investment. Bitcoin is a transition. Do you guys understand that the financial system is dying? Do you understand that the fiat currency system that's inflating into oblivion, they know it cannot be sustained. Every fiat system in history dating back to ancient China has collapsed under its own weight of debt. Now, you don't really think these central economic planners don't understand that. They do understand that. Don't you think it's funny that Bitcoin showed up in 2009, right after the financial crisis? Don't you think it's funny? Some of the core technology that was used to invent blockchain, like Merkle trees tech, that was done in the 70s and 80s, was funded by the NIA. Don't you think it's funny? They know this is coming, and this system showed up at the perfect time. Bitcoin's a transition because they would rather have a transition than an economic collapse. Because if you had an economic collapse, they would lose all control. And that's something they definitely don't want. But I won't get so conspiratorial, but these are things we need to think about. Because the world isn't just all coincidence, guys. Hate to break it to you, but there are people in the world who try to control it. There are powerful people in the world who have a vested interest in keeping control over people's lives one way or another. And the best way to do that in the modern age is through the finances. 16 people, what's up? At Christmas dinner, no one was interested in talking about crypto in my family. Has this happened to you? But they will, Richie. They will. They'll hit you up when Bitcoin is in the all-time highs because that's what happens to everybody who has crypto at Christmas and Thanksgiving. I remember 2021 Thanksgiving, everyone was talking to me like, whoa, like, is it too late to get in, this and that? But then in 2022, no one was saying that. It's the psychology of a market cycle. This is how you can use like social indicators to know where we are at. And because no one wanted to talk to you, Richie, that means we're not there yet. But there'll be better days. I promise. I promise. Person, turquoise, waving. What? Welcome back, bro. Adam Brown, what's good? What's good? Thank you. Thanks for having me. I got lights now. I got a background and stuff. I got a couch. I can lay there. That's the couch I sleep under when I get wrecked. The missus be making me go there, man. It's tough. Wolfpack, let's go. It's been fun. Hey, I'm happy to have everyone back. I was making videos in 2022, but you know how it goes. No one wants to hear crypto after their bags are wrecked. But I'm glad you guys filtering back over here. I'm doing this twice a week. It's gonna be fun. I'm making shorts. I'm gonna start doing long forms again, but it'll be a little different. One of the problems with my content is that I need to make it more evergreen, so it gets more views because it was very time sensitive, but I guess that's the nature of making price content. So I'm gonna try to move away from that. If you guys have any suggestions though, I'm open. Like, what kind of content do you guys like to see? Like, what do you like to look at on YouTube? Like, I'm trying to do it better this time around. I'd appreciate input. How did you get into crypto? Oh, I kind of talked about it already, but yeah, real quick. I was in college in 2010 to 13 or whatever, 2009 to 13, and I noticed I started trying to get up on finance and understand because I had a job in college, and I didn't get paid a lot, and I was doing the math, and I was like, damn. It's gonna take so long to save to get to this number that I need to retire. And so I started reading into finance, reading the newspaper, and then one day I was sitting in Coffee Bean or Starbucks. My friend was a barista. I get free coffee. And I was looking at the newspaper, and I saw quantitative easing, and I read what it was, and they're printing money. And I had I was a freshman or something in college, or a sophomore in college, and I just started taking econ classes, and I said, if you make more money, that means the money's value goes down. That's bad. Why are they printing? And then from that point on, I knew that I needed to invest in something because the cost of money moving in the future is going to go down. I just didn't know what to do with it. So I just saved my money, saved a lot of money. For me, I didn't have a girl at that time. I didn't really go out a lot. I have nothing to do. So it was easy. And then I started working. And then that's when my friend approached me, computer science friend. He came over and told me about Bitcoin. He told me about the coding stuff about it. I didn't care about that. I just knew that it was basically having all the time. It was the opposite of the fiat currency system that was getting greater in supply. Bitcoin could only get less in supply. And knowing there's only 21 million, the buy-in for me was low. At 2013, it was much lower than it is now. So I threw a little money at it because I said, why not? See, you got to think in things in terms of investing. Why not? What are you going to do? You're going to go out and get drunk, and then you spent $300. It could have went over to here. Why not? One time, one day, one night. And that's the way I thought about it. But basically, then a lot of time goes by. I forget about Bitcoin. I forgot about it. I put it my wallet, my private keys on an encrypted CD on Bitcoin Core wallet, stored in my closet in the back, all the way in the back, behind clothes and stuff, and just kept it there for years. And then all of a sudden, Bitcoin starts running up, goes to 1,000 again. Then it comes down. And then people at my work, I was working at El Segundo in the time. I used to be in aerospace. And my coworker comes up and is like, hey, you hear Bitcoin went up back to its all-time highs? No. Oh, it did? I didn't even know. And then it started taking off to past it. And then I started getting really into it, obsessed with it, always looking at it, listening to YouTube 24/7 it worked, you know? And then I remember watching on my breaks, Ivan on Tech, he was like basically in a little desk before the set. I saw him come up. I saw a bunch of people come up, you know, and it's been this love affair of mine ever since. Like, you know how it goes. Once the crypto bug bites you, you're stuck. You're hooked. So it's been like a decade plus journey. I've gotten more and more and more involved. I've just kind of like went all in, you know? 12 people, what's up? FYI, I'm not getting notifications for your content subbed. Oh, yeah, thank you, appreciate it. I think the YouTube algorithm, if you haven't watched my stuff for a while and I wasn't posting for a while, it drops you off. So make sure to hit the bell notification, resub if you have to. I'm trying to be do more content. I'm trying to step my content up. I'd appreciate you guys' support to get my stuff to more people. Is cryptocurrency EMP proof? No. No, it's not. It's not EMP proof. But this is the way I look at it. If we get hit with EMP, and if you guys don't know what that is, that's an electric magnetic pulse. It could occur basically by a country detonating a nuke over a city in the air. That sends the EMP out, and it pretty much fries all the electric circuitry in the area unless it's covered by like 6 feet of like concrete or underground or in a Faraday cage. So basically everything is not in a Faraday cage. So everything will get fried. Or a solar flare can throw one out. But if that happens, man, we're screwed. We have bigger problems than sending Bitcoin back and forth. We don't have heating. We don't have AC. We don't have running water. We don't have gas. We got bigger problems than that. So if there's an EMP, whatever, F it. You gotta make sure your fam's safe. That's what you gotta worry about. Looks cool, bro. Ha. Appreciate you. What I watch, airdrops, staking, new chains. For sure. I don't know. I'm kind of like a history buff kind of guy, so I might talk about like history and money too kind of stuff. Problem is like some of that, and I watch some of that, but like it's so time sensitive. Like you don't want to hear about an airdrop that's already dropped. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to figure it out. It's tough. It's tough. And like I'm not gonna push a bunch of coins because like what if I push bad ones? What if I push bad ones? Gotta think about that too. When I grew up, I want to be like you. Hey, thanks, Xavier. Appreciate it, man. Haha. 19 people, what's good? Yeah, I think 2024 is gonna be an exciting year. I really do. Doesn't it feel more like an exciting year? Bitcoin, what is it? I haven't checked recently, but it was up to like 45K when I last checked. It's moving up. It's getting more volatile. And you know how it goes. I think of like big price movements. Think of it like potential energy. You got a rubber band, right? And you pull it back. You got to pull it back before it goes forward, right? So like before an asset moves, it doesn't go straight and just take off. It starts moving. It starts pulling back. It starts shooting up. We got to see these price movements. We got to see these fluctuations of volatility before Bitcoin does what it always does and goes to the moon. So this is a good sign. The more volatility we see, the closer we know that we are. But what I will tell you is this. I'm not quite sure that it's going to be on this 4-year cycle kind of thing. If you guys follow Bob Lucas, I watch Bob Lucas. He's good at like reading Bitcoin charts. I think he's a portfolio manager. And he's talking about the possibility of a left translated cycle, which would really mean that 2024 will be more exciting than most people are giving it credit, right? So I hope you have your bags packed. What I will say is size correctly. You do need to be able to get there. And that's one thing I've learned over my crypto career is going too heavy, expecting immediate results, because you know what they say. Nothing's ever immediate in life. It takes time, even crypto. So size enough to change your life, but be responsible enough to make sure that you get to the end of the tunnel. Because what's the point of getting a big fat bag, but it taking longer and you can't like survive and get there? But to each his own. To each his own. Push to the next FTX. I know. That was crazy. I guess that was a cycle indicator too. Was it Steph Curry was doing commercials with Tom Brady. I remember seeing Drake and YG and the Migos doing like holding up their ledgers in rap videos. It was pretty crazy. Snoop Dogg was doing a bunch of NFT stuff. Pay attention to the news. The news is probably a big indicator too. I might start doing the news again. I was doing it for a little bit. I've been trying out different things. I'll see what sticks. But I like the news. Just got to figure out how to do it, make it sustainable. But yeah. Hopefully over time becomes more abundant. My suggestion: make shorts about your favorite coins and what you invest in. Look at what is pumping and share your opinion on it. Talk about wins and losses, exit strategy, price targets. Okay, good idea. Good idea. Think about that. Think about that for sure. Man. Yeah, I think we have a pretty good live stream community. It's made of a good bunch of good people. I think last cycle we got up to like 100 people in a stream one time. I couldn't not read anything. I was like, what the hell's going on? What's your thoughts on Titan X? What's the Titan X, man? I can't keep up with all these projects. Tell me about Titan X. What's up with it? I'd be interested in Dino Dub segment, learning about your Dino coins you've invested in and why. For sure. It's kind of wild now that there's been like, I've been around for 3 cycles or so. And like, there's different like onboardings of people and you could tell on what they're into. Right? There's a lot of people, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but don't know about quote unquote Dino coins. They don't understand the history between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, which I think is a very core pillar in crypto history. But yeah, I think I could talk about some of those things because I probably have people from all kinds of cycles all over, and I just take for granted that they know these things. But I think knowing crypto history is important, so important. Because history rhymes, and one thing is like, if you've seen one rug pull and one collapse and one rug pull and one bankruptcy, you could start to see when one's developing because they kind of look similar. The founders, the shady founders, they talk similar. So I think that's something useful. More than getting views and more than getting subscribers, I just want to give value. I think that's how you really get like lasting communities, is giving value. I like the background, Dub. Thank you. Appreciate it. I got a plant and stuff. I started gardening. In the bear market, I started gardening, growing peppers and shit. Sometimes you gotta step away from crypto to be like, dang, this stuff is stressing me out. You guys ever feel like that? Most people only make money on their second bull run. This is true. Check it, bro. Incredible staking. Research now. Check. You guys hear me? Oh, damn. Damn. Check. Audio now. Damn, man. Let me know. Audio. No audio. Damn, man. I was talking for a long time. I was on a roll. What the hell did I say? All right. I was basically saying that, like, damn, that was a good one. Okay. Rewind. I was basically saying that 2024 is going to be good for crypto. Prices are going to go up. Interest rates should go down. But if interest rates go down, everything goes up. Prices go up. Housing goes up. And I'm out here in Southern California and it's expensive as hell. But unfortunately, pricing is going to go up. Food's going to go up. Gas is going to go up. Everything's going to go up. I just think crypto might go up more. And I think, everyone's going to say, it's never going to go down. Crypto's never going to go down. It's a new paradigm. This is a wealth transfer. It's a get in now or you're going to get left behind. You're going to hear all that crap. It's not true. Make your money. Improve your life. And don't hold forever. Now, I'm not saying I'll always have crypto. I'll always be exposed to crypto. But you have to think in terms of exposure, right? Maybe that means selling 80% of your bags. Maybe that means selling 50% of your bags. Whatever you feel is comfortable. Because there's always a possibility that this time is different. But if it really is that different and crypto goes up forever, you don't need that much to be set for life. So think of it in that way, right? Like maybe hold on to some. But when everyone's saying those things, you want to start scaling out. That's your exit liquidity. And I think it's irresponsible, quite frank, to suggest that you should never take profits. I think it's irresponsible. 17 people, what's good? Start learning how to build a Russian stove. Audio good now. Thank you. Now it's working. Okay. Oh, man. I want a whole spiel, man. Effing mic? I got a better mic. I'll work on it. Let's see. How to take profits? That's up to you, man. I mean, if you guys don't know how to chart, I really suggest you get a TradingView account. It's free. You don't need to pay for the premium. I used the free one. I used to pay for the premium, but I was like, I don't even use that many indicators. I only use 3 indicators. You get 3 indicators for free. You should be looking at the charts. You should be seeing how things move, getting more and more familiar with them. That's how I learned how to chart. I mean, I'm not the best, but I can get my way around charts. And that's just by paying attention. You should be looking at that. Even if it's going down, you should be looking at it. You should see how this news event affected it. And you notice, the price went up before the news event. Oh, people sold into the news event. You should see how the market moves, how the market actually thinks, right? But in terms of where you want to sell and stuff, I mean, that's up to you, man. What do you need? What do you need in your life? What could change your life? Is that paying off a house? Is it buying a car? Is it saving up enough money to live for 3 years? Is it actually having enough money to have a real emergency fund? What would change your life? What would take stress off you? I think that's the number one thing. Everyone could talk about price predictions, and you know what a price prediction is? A guess. It's a guess, bro. Because crypto moves exponentially. Exponential price movements are hard to measure. The best thing we have, one of the best things we have, is Elliott wave theory, but that's a theory. There ain't no way to predict exactly how high an exponential price move can go. So instead of measuring things and how high you think you can get based off of greed, think about what you need. What money, what dollar amount would set you, help set you for life. Maybe not completely. That's how I like to think about it. And that's one of the things I've developed recently. Because I used to try to guess. What's the exact top? You know what? No one gets the exact top. No one. So like, as long as we're above all-time highs, there ain't never a bad place to take profits. But if you're looking for a strategy, I talk about the little old lady strategy, right? Where you put an amount of Bitcoin in an altcoin, or you put a USD amount in an altcoin, and then you just like let it double and you pull half. And you can keep that. You can put it in another altcoin. It can double. You pull half. But this strategy is most effective when we're in the euphoria phase, when everything's popping off, because you could do it much more fast. And just know it's like musical chairs, because eventually it's gonna stop. So that's what I can offer you, man. I mean, quite realistically, I actually did the numbers on what I want, and no matter what happens, if you get that number, can you lose? We could always like kick ourselves about what we could have had, how it could have been, how much more Lambos you could have had. But see, that's the wrong way to think. You got to switch your mind to being grateful versus, damn it, I should. That greedy mindset. Because that greedy mindset, man, that's the devil on your shoulder, especially in a bull run. That's how you get wrecked. 22 people, what's good? My bad. Hold up. Get out when celebs start advertising they're buying Bitcoin. Yeah, listen to your friends, listen to your family. If they want to get in, that's probably a good sign. It might not be the exact top, but it's close enough, man. Like, wouldn't you rather get 80% of the move than negative move? Like, really? Because to be honest, man, even pros don't hit the top on Bitcoin. Even pros got wrecked. That's how crazy Bitcoin is. And if we're not pro chartist, damn, we'd be happy if we end up. Like, when I say that, I'm just trying to get your perspective right. That's how it really is. Because, like, yeah, you could have only got 50% of the move or 60% of the move, but there's people who got negative 60%, negative 300%, negative 90%. Like, you don't want to be on that end. You want to leave crypto better than you came. I got a load of X coin and a load of other X coin. X is going to give it to you. Yes, X coin, the hottest coin on the market. Insert the blank. Which indicators do you use? For me, I like to use volume. I mean, they're not that sexy. RSI, relative strength index. What else? Sometimes I use the Bollinger Bands. But I usually look for triangles. Like in setups, guys, there's different kinds of setups. There's head and shoulders, there's inverse head and shoulders. There's triangle breakouts. Basically, I look for areas where there's low volatility and accumulation, because the lower the volatility, whenever money comes in, boom, it busts up. But that's your odds are in your favor when you're investing in the bear market. It matters, right? But these are different setups. You have to learn what your setups are. What can you recognize? Not everyone is good at every setup. Even in pro Wall Street investors, they get good at a couple setups, maybe one setup, two setups. They get good. They get real good. And they look for it all over the place. They look for it. They keep passing up. And then it's oh, there's a head and shoulder, but I'm not good at head and shoulders. I do triangles, So that's, you got to learn yourself too. But as far as indicators, yeah, I think volume, I think Bollinger Bands could show you constricting price resistance. That's basically it, man. Relative strength index. It's not sexy. I don't think you need to be having a million freaking indicators on the chart and this and that and making it a science. Dog, what the hell is this? Sometimes I look at price charts, what are you doing right now? What are you doing? But I'm more of a macro investor. I'm not trying to time the 1 minute. That's not what I do. I look at a trend. I look at something and that's a good invention. Oh, that makes sense. That's going to gain over the next 10 years. Because I don't need to be that precise. if you don't know. Like, it's called crypto news macro trends. That's what I do best. It's over broad periods of time. You might be better at finding like short period of time things, but I find for me, investing over long time periods and finding broad trends that will grow over time is more stress-free, and I'm just better at it. But that's my wheelhouse, you know. Do you listen to other crypto YouTubers? Yeah, I do. I mean, there's crypto YouTubers I've listened to over the years. I no longer do. There's ones I still do. I don't really listen to like the crypto banter. I don't listen to Ivan on Sec. I didn't listen to BitBoy. None of that, right? Like the people I typically listen to is like, I like DIY investing. I found him in 2020. He was smaller then. Now he's like 85,000 now, but he's cool. He invests over time too. I don't love everything he does, but I think he has like the overall right thinking. I listen to smaller YouTubers, man, like Crypto Secret Circle. He's one of the homies of mine. He talked about Matic when it's 4 cents. I bought it. It went up a lot. Listen to Bob Lucas. He's big now. He wasn't big when I found him. What else? And some crypto news channels, you know. But I've really tried to, over the time, try to limit what I take in. I have people that I respect, you know, like either friends that I know in the crypto space I listen to, or like a few bigger YouTubers, and that's it. I'm not trying to hear everything. I don't want to hear everything because then it gets noisy. Then I don't know what to think. I get confused. I start second guessing myself. I listen to these, you know, crypto banter and all them. They start getting me FOMO. I don't want it. I don't want it. I know what I know. I know who I trust. I listen to that. That's good. Because when you listen to everything, this guy's saying bear market. This guy's saying bull market. You're confused as hell. What's going to happen? You don't know. You start making mistakes. You know? And at the end of the day, guys, the goal is for you to do enough work, enough research, so you actually have opinions on what's going to happen. And you actually have conviction in what you think. Conviction, this is the thing. You should be involved enough in the space and doing enough research in the space so you already know what they're saying on the episodes. You already know. If you don't know and you're relying on these people to tell you this info, you're late to the info. You're late. You know? So that's something I had to learn over time too. I would listen to everyone and get so confused and get so upset and FOMO into coins that actually aren't that new, but they're telling me they're new. And yeah, find your wheelhouse, find the people you trust that you feel like they'll tell you the real deal and not just what they want to hear or what they want to show. Maybe 5, whatever that number is, you decide. And then you build your conviction on what's going to happen too. You do the hard work too. Charts determine the news, not the news determines the charts. I mean, yeah, but news gives you conviction, right? Like, you got to understand, like, okay, especially for people who don't know a chart. You know, like, that's easy to say for someone who's able to recognize, like, a setup. Like, oh, look at that. Like, most people don't know how to chart. And I think news is, like, a more, not only relatable, but it's more accessible, right? Because, like, I know how to chart now. I could see a setup now. I could see something looks bullish over the next 5 years. I could, but I didn't start like that. And most people don't. That's a learned thing. But I agree with you. If you're sophisticated enough, the chart should be able to tell you that something is interesting. Then you dig into it and find out why it's interesting. But most people lack that skill, right? So, like, if I'm talking to people generally, broadly, yeah, look at the news. Be aware. Stay informed. And as you grow as an investor, then you start to learn how to do a little technical something. New background is dope. Thank you. Appreciate it. You got the TA and the FA and you mix it all up. Any thoughts on VUMAN view indicator? VUMAN view indicator. Or that crypto face indicator? What the hell is that? What indicators are those? I don't know. See, there's some things I gotta learn too. Like I still gotta learn things, in between like working in crypto. I work in crypto, doing the channel, making content. Still gotta find time to learn certain things. I mean, I gotta get better at Elliott wave method, right? It's a few things, but I think more or less I found what I like in terms of like setups and stuff. I mean, intuitively speaking, I knew about triangles before I even learned that was a thing. Like, I was like, oh, that looks like it's making like a triangle. Oh, it goes up out the triangle. That's how I started. That's how I know, like, my thing is triangle setups. What's yours, though? What is yours? All right, guys, it's been about an hour and 7 minutes. I appreciate all of you coming. 20 people pretty much all throughout the stream. This has been fun. Hopefully, you like the new setup. Trying to invest in the channel, trying to give you guys a better experience, and trying to provide value over time. So be patient with me as I try to fine-tweak the content, fine-tune the content. I know I'm pushing out things that are different, and I'm trying to find the format. But we do this stream twice a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We have overarching subjects, but I like to keep it very conversational, very interactive, because it's just more fun for me. It's more fun for you. Be on the lookout for the content. I would appreciate if you guys like, subscribe, make sure to redo it, because sometimes the algorithm drops you off. Hit the bell notification, and maybe you can give me a like when I push out content. It helps me get to more people. But until next time, guys, it's been a great time. Hope to see you on Thursday. Talk to you later. Peace.